Am I really? Oh, crap. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the mobile app coaching. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. This is where we talk about the mobile app. Everything I'm going to do here in this session, on this live stream, is going to only be from a mobile app application, right? Just using my iPad. No desktop. So, with that being said, if you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. How am I today? I'm good. I'm a little tired. Man, we had and Phyllis was the first comment in the chat today. Just returned from the road show in Charlotte and the VIP experience. Both were great. It was a great day yesterday. My alert just showed that it hit. Okay. We had the VIP experience at Fahrenheit. We took some pictures. I posted them on the YouTube channel. I did post them on the YouTube channel. And Phyllis was one of the VIPs. But we did have a lot of good people out there. A lot of people showed up for the live streams. Ryan did a live stream. I did a live stream. And then Ryan and I together did a special presentation for the people that were here live. So I don't know. Was that the first time that, Phyllis, you got to meet? No, you met Joey in Tampa too. So never mind. VectorVest user group forum tomorrow. Thank you for that, Badger. Don't forget, Jim Penna will be a special guest speaker from the education team tomorrow. Don't forget about that. That's right. Thank you very much for that, Badger. All right, we got about 108 people in here, and the alert hit. Maybe tonight, maybe today, nobody wants to show up to see what's going on in the market. I think, there's a lot of cool things going on in the market right now. Jobs number look good. China is open, got their door open for a possible tariff deal. And I think that for the most part, that's going to be a huge catalyst for the market. All right. They're the only ones getting charged 145% in tariffs. All right. If we can get a deal done with China, I think a lot of other people will come to the table. I think other people are already coming to the table. They're announcing, hopefully soon, a possible deal with India, and then other people will join on board. But this, I think, with the uncertainty going on with tariffs, these stories about tariff deals are going to be huge. They're going to be huge. What's up, Ward? They're going to be huge. So we'll see what happens with that. We got about 133 people here. I was looking to get like 1,000 people here today. Am I far off the mark? I might be far off the mark. Listen, I'm happy with as many people that do show up. All right, and the channel, the channel is growing. Thankful to you guys that are supporting the channel. I appreciate that. And man, I'm a little tired. Can you tell I'm a little tired? Just a little bit. It was a long night. And then I'm put it out there. The whole group left me. I went downstairs waiting for them to come from the restaurant. And then I look around and I'm like, where did everybody go? Nobody checked on and see, hey, Glenn, are you okay? Let's go. Nothing. I got left behind. That's all right. I still love you guys, though. Still love you guys. People got into the Uber. People walked back to the hotel. And Marines don't get tired. I don't know who told you that, David. Listen, we can do a lot of things, but we ain't robots, David. I think we're superhuman, but we ain't robots. You've got a major problem with your value with Palantir. I'll probably lost over 100,000. What value? The stock is overvalued. I've made a lot of money. A lot of people. Hey, how many people outside of Donald? I want to see how many people have made money with Palantir. Type of 1 in the room. How many people have made money with Palantir? Type of 1 in the room. If you've lost money outside of Donald, if you lost money with Palantir, I want to see that as well. Type of 2 in the room. All right. And when you say I got a major problem with the value, I've said it on more than one occasion that the stock is way overvalued. I've said that on more than one occasion. Why am I trading Palantir? Why are a lot of people trading Palantir and making money? It's because of what Palantir does. What makes the stock overvalued? Its value at 11. It's now 122. You know why? The value is going up on the stock. The value is going up. The stock's still way overvalued. All right? The stock is still, as a matter of fact, man, now I want to go peep this out. Let's go look at Palantir. Let's go peep that out. PLTR. How come it's not showing me? Authorization. Son of a bungalow. Let me log out. Joey, take me off for a second. I'm going to pull up Palantir. I'm going to pull up about Palantir. All right, you can put me back on. I want to go take a look at Palantir. And you know me, I'm always. And John says, "How did you lose $100,000?" Bart says he lost money on it as well. All right, I'm not afraid to run from this. Oh, believe you me, I'm going straight for it. Let's go to Palantir. PLTR. Pull it up. There's, I don't know, 100,000. I'm looking at a 1-year graph, bottom left, top right. Does it have some volatility? Has it pulled back? Absolutely. I got a value of $11.30. That value is what it is. The value, and let's go click on it. Let's go click on it. Definition. Value is a measure of a stock's current worth. It is computed from forecasted earnings per share, forecasted earnings growth, profitability, interest, inflation. All investments should pay close to attention to value. All right? So a value is an intrinsic value what the stock is currently worth. Currently worth $11.30. Way overvalued. Way over. It's the truth. It is. And I've never shied away from it. It says you bought it at 96 when it gapped down 96, somewhere up in here. 96. Let's go. So what is that? There it is. 96. All right. Bought it at 96 when it gapped down the 70s. I got scared because of your evaluation and sold it. It's since gone back up to 122. Listen. Now, and I want everybody in the room to answer this question as well. Have I always let you know that Palantir was overvalued? Type of yes or a no. I want that to be out there. Now, with that being said, Donald, I am of the mindset, if you don't want to be in an overvalued stock, don't be. Why is the stock going up higher than its value of $11.30? A lot of people see the potential for Palantir. That's why they're willing to pay a premium to own the stock. Just because the stock is overvalued doesn't make it a bad stock. But a lot of people are investing in the stock because they see the potential. They know where it stands in the space of AI, in the space of defense. That's why the stock has gone as high as it has. All right? That's why the stock has gone as high as it has. So even on the pullback, we got levels. I got a level of support right here. It bounced off. And not only that, from a technical standpoint, I'm also looking at MACD. So fundamentally sound? No. And I've said that as well. Fundamentally sound? No. And if you're not a fan of buying stocks that are overvalued, stay away from them. But the potential that the stock has, that's what people are seeing. That's what people are gravitating to. Maybe VectorVest should see the potential and value it like it should. Ooh, no. So, we don't value it based on what other people say. All right? We don't, what the news says, what an analyst says. We got our calculation to give an intrinsic value on the stock. The beautiful thing behind what we do here, Donald, is we do give our insight and our guidance between Ryan and I on a lot of stocks. And a lot of great stocks that are out there right now are overvalued. So when that happens, what are we looking for? We're looking for the technicals behind it. The value is going to remain the value no matter what. And we're not going to change the value based upon what other people are saying, based upon the potential. You want to know what the upside potential is? Go look at relative value. Relative value is below 1. The stock's upside potential is also below 1. That's the potential right there. So I'm not going to move around value to affect or to move around with potential. I got a level of potential. The potential is relative value. Relative value says that it's below 1. According to the software, It's not a fundamentally sound stock. But according to the guidance of all of the research that I've done on Palantir, I still like the stock. But who invests in a stock like that? A more aggressive person, number one. Number two, you put tighter stops on it. I don't want you to not take advantage of a stock that's got potential, even though it may not be fundamentally sound. All right, and I mean, the questions are coming up. How did anyone lose money? And again, I'm looking at the 1-year graph on the stock. I'm not sure how that loss happened, number one. Number two, there were potential ways to get out of the stock along the way and wait for better buying opportunities. Glenn, bring up Palantir with the DEW on the chart. I can't on the mobile app. I can do it on the desktop. I can bring up the DEW, or I can do it this way. No, I can do it on the desktop. I can't do it on the mobile. And someone said, look at the earnings per share on Palantir. Let's go look at the earnings per share. Earnings per share is still growing. Now, that's a semi-fundamental way to say I like the stock long term. The company keeps making money. Relative safety is above 1. Relative value is below 1. So this is considered to be more of a, I'm not going to call it more of a safe stock, but relative safety means the company consistently makes money. All right? But fundamentally, I'm looking at the upside. Upside's not there. And you know something, value will eventually rise in and of itself, but people are outpacing the move of value with buying the stock. The stock is going to still be valued at $11.30. The market fell, all stocks fell, not just Palantir. Come on, guys. But I'm with that. And even during that time, I still held the stock. And I think a lot of people in here, had stops in place and took their profits when they could. So listen, I like the question. I'm not afraid to answer that question. I'm sorry that you lost that. And I don't know how much money you invested in, nor do I want to. I do have the big pullback. From here down to here. That ain't no joke. That's true. And a lot of people, unlike me, were still not trading Palantir right there. All right, a lot of people in here were not still trading Palantir right there. But when they gave another opportunity, the 3 and the 8 and the 20, look at that right there on 414. The stock closed at 92, and right now it's at 123. All right, so what does this all come down to? What do I keep stressing to you? Trade the chart. Trade the chart. And if you got in back here, or back here when it was 96, 90, about 96 or so, what was the market showing you? What was the chart showing you? I had a level of, was at a level of resistance right here, number one. It couldn't get past that level of resistance. I had followed through, down candle, down candle, down candle, went down, went down, went down. Now, you should have been out of it. I still traded it. Should have been out of it, number one. Number two, now I'm looking for a good opportunity to get in, wait for the 3, the 8, and the 20 to all cross. Another opportunity to get in. Now, listen, I am not, what's the word I want to look for? The stock went down. I showed you opportunities where the stock would have given you some opportunities to get down. Mac Daddy, I just made a decision on the sell, and it gapped down to the 70s based on my reasoning on VectorVest valuation. So you know what I'm going to say? Listen, for you, Donald, I'm probably going to say I'd rather keep you out of overvalued stocks. I don't want you to get that bad taste in your mouth again. I'd rather have you out of overvalued stocks. Okay, number one. Number two, I think tonight's video just came to mind. I'm going to do a video for you, Donald, and for all of those who are looking for undervalued stocks. I think I'm going to do an undervalued stock video tonight. Tell me what you think about that, everybody. Yes? Yay or nay? Yay or nay? I think that situation with Palantir, all right, might be the reason why I might want to do an undervalued video tonight. Yay or nay? Type it in the room. I need more people than just Amir. I think that given that question, Donald, I'm going to applaud you on that question. I'm sorry you lost that money, but I'm going to applaud you on that question. And I think I'm going to make a video specifically to show undervalued stocks tonight. All right. I think I'm going to do that. And I think that that's going to be a better variety of stock for you guys to take a look at. Hold on. Dang it! Come on, go up. Why is this not moving up? Sorry. Wow, it really isn't moving up. What the flying flip is going on here? Going back to Donald. Donald, do you think that's a good video for tonight? We need it now. Donald, do you think that's a good video tonight? I think I'm going to do that. All right. If it helps one person, it will be worth the video. I agree with that, Jerry. I'm not going to do a multi-baggers yet, Jeff. Not yet. Not ready for a multi-bagger. Is quantum time to put on the radar? Ooh, that's a good question. You know something? You guys are taking me off the beaten path of what I want to do today. I'm okay with that. Let me answer the question in regards to quantum or any other stock. Let's go look at the VVC. From the homepage, I'm looking at the VVC. Donald, this is another reason why now Palantir may not be a bad play. I'm watching the market coming from this level of support. The 3, 8, and 20 just crossed. The market's moving higher. The news is getting more bullish. We are at a level of resistance. I need to see the market break through that level of resistance to show that it still has legs, but it is definitely moving higher. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. From a technical standpoint, MACD is moving higher. Also, someone saying the market going down like 2,000. Is it possible? What do I have news-wise is telling me that the market's going to go down outside of tariffs? What do I have? And again, so let's think about that, Amir. Trade the chart. What's the VectorVest composite doing? From this level of support, if you draw a trend line, the market's going up. Wow, thank you, Pedro. I got us a super chat today. Got us a type of 1 in the room. A W in the room. Thank you, Lee. Type of W in the room. Nice super chat today. Thank you very much for that, Pedro. Type of W in the W in the room. That's for win. All right. You got RGTI and IONQ moving. All right. So the market's moving up. What did I say about quantum stocks? Quantum stocks are only going to move when there's news related to them. All right. I don't know if there's any quantum news out there right now, but I discovered something that I want to use going on as a trigger for a lot of different types of stocks. All right. That uses a trigger. I'm gonna go. Where did I find it? Let's go to my. Where it is. Stock pick ideas, premium watch list. No, my portfolio's RoboTrader. What am I looking for? Sorry, I'm a little tired today. Sorry. Stock pick ideas. It's not what I'm looking for either. Watch the screener. I'm going to go to the screener. I'm going to go to explore screens. These are all of my screens that I've made. See right there where it says my screens? These are searches that I've made on the desktop that are now all in one group on the mobile app. There's something I've got going on. And no. Radar stocks. These searches I created, and I think quantum might be in here. Quantum's not in here. Sigh. But what my radar stocks are doing, when I build them in the desktop, I'm looking for individual watch lists that I've created, okay? And I put 2 things on it. RT was below 1 last week, but when I run the search, RT is above 1. So let's talk about that from a AI perspective. It's going to find me all of the stocks in that watch list where RT was below 1 last week, but above 1 this week. Well, Meta beat earnings, right? And we can see if they're moving up, moving down, where their VSTs are. So I did that. I'm going to talk more about that in probably Monday's live stream. Somebody's got to remind me about that. Aren't we hitting resistance? Let's go see. You're talking about on the VVC? Yeah, we are. Did I not just say that? We were, right? We were. Let's go back to overview. I just said that. I did say that. You guys not listening to me? I did say we are coming up to a level of resistance right there. We are. But what I'm looking for, Marcus, I've on the desktop, I've shown in order for the market to have good legs to the upside right now, we got to get through these levels of resistance. But the news is out there, possible trade news with China. That's going to be a huge catalyst. Has it come to fruition yet? No. So the market's moving higher. We're at a level of resistance. If you're not comfortable pulling the trigger yet, don't. But if nothing else, if I'm looking at new stocks to get into, I'm taking a smaller position. I'm looking at a smaller position. Does that make sense, Marcus? All right, we are at resistance. We got 2 levels of resistance. Resistance there, resistance there, resistance there, resistance there. Actually 4 levels, right? But what I'm looking for is to see if the market can break through. If I'm not ready yet, let's see if we can break through the resistance first. All right, let's go back to where I was at. Stock pick ideas, screener, explore screens, or actually my watch list. Let's go to my watch list. All right, I've got a bunch of watch lists in here. You're talking about quantum. Do I have a quantum watch list? I'm sure I do. 00. Please say I do. Please say I do. Please say I do. PQ. I do not. That sucks. That I don't have. I think that I do though, but in a different way. Hit list. I got a lot of watch lists in here. Believe you me, as you can see. Customer pick, top weekly picks. I got quantum in here somewhere. On the desktop, it's easier to find. 124. Oh, man. All right. So let's do it this way. You were looking at RGTI. Let's go take a look. I do like the upward move today. It broke through a level of resistance, coming up right to another level of resistance. I like to jump in MACD. Up 16.95% today. What was the other one? IONQ. Nice move up today. I got a little bit more room. 6 months. I got a little bit more room to the next level of resistance on the IONQ, to that level, right, to this level right here. All right. So I do like both of the moves. You know what I don't like with IONQ that I like with Rigetti? Put this back a 6-month graph. Actually put this on a 1-year graph. Look at IONQ's earnings. Oof, that doesn't make me feel good, warm and fuzzy. Let's go back to Rigetti. Same kind of scenario, but at least higher than it was 3 months ago. Or at least higher than it was 3 months ago. These are going to be more aggressive plays. What's up, Green Dean? These are going to be more aggressive plays. The same thing can be said for gold stocks. Undervalued, but I think when it comes down to gold, I'm going to tell you that I think the race to safe haven is dwindling. You know, when the market was going down thousands of points, right? Gold was killing it. Right now, if the rhetoric is cooling, a possible catalyst with a deal with China, people are going to, and I think people already started pulling out of gold. Let's go look at GLD, which is an ETF, spiders. Gold, look at that. Gold is pulling off that high. It's definitely pulling off the high. The 3 is going below the 8. If you're going to pull a gold stock right now, if you're going to pull a quantum search, Ryan's quantum, there it is. All right, let's go see if I can find that. Be careful with gold. Screener, watch list. What was it? 00 Ryan's quantum list? 00. That's probably how I missed it. 00 PQR. It's not there either. Quantum search. 00. I'm telling you, I had one. I swore I had one. There it is. 001 Ryan's quantum list. First thing I'm going to talking about quantum, right? Thank you, Eric, by the way. Talking about quantum, did it really? What's the RT on the group of stocks? And that's from the mobile app. You can see that in the mobile app. You don't get to see that in the desktop. What's the RT on the list? So I like the question. What about, I see there's a couple of quantum stocks that are moving, but looking at the list, what's the RT? 0.77. right? And here we go. Where's the I? There's IONQ up 12%. Let's go sort this by. Nope. Let's go sort this by. And why don't I do it the way I want to do it? VST. Sort by relative timing. Nope. Let's do it this way. Let's sort by percent price change. What's moving today? Rigetti, LAES, IONQ. So if I want to be a little bit aggressive, knowing that the whole watch list of stocks is at 0.77 in RT, I want to be a little bit more aggressive and see which ones are moving today. Hey, Glenn, do you think Sound is on the way up again? Brian, I'll give you an opportunity when we go look at stocks. Remember, depending on how many likes we get will depend on how many stocks we look at today. All right, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I'm telling you that now before we get there. All right, so I got some quantum stocks moving. I don't know what news is moving them today. I'm not sure what the news is that's moving them, but I got some movement on the quantum stocks. When I go back to the watch list is still below 1. It's at 0.77. So I hear you on the quantum stocks that are moving. I hear you on the quantum stocks that are moving. Do you feel warm and fuzzy taking them? Gosh dang it. Percent gain loss. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks. Again, we looked at them. I like the move. I like to move it. Do you feel warm and fuzzy taking it? Yes or no? Same thing with LES, IONQ. Look at these. All of these are range bound. All of them are in ranges. Look at that level of resistance. I got some movement up to that level of resistance. Looks like IONQ, on the other hand, does have some move coming from this level of support. Trend line moving higher in a channel between that level of support, that level of resistance. Qubit getting close to its level of resistance. All of them, a lot of them moving. How about Atom just broke through its level of resistance? Look at that. It broke through a level of resistance here, now coming up to another level. I see that the big move on MACD, technically it's getting stronger. All right. Chinese stocks have collapsed. How many times have I said I'd be, take a Chinese stock to make you some short-term money, but each and every time you get into Chinese stocks, Neil, it looks like they always pull the rug from up under your feet each and every time. Each and every time. Had to get out of USAR. It was hurting my portfolio. Pedro, if you're going to look at rare earth, look at UAMY. Take a look at UAMY. Right now, coming off a level of support, the 3 and the 8 just crossed up. I'd like to see if we can break to that level of resistance, and I'd like to see if MACD can come back positive again. Look at the difference between UAMY and looking at USAR. Put that up there. A little bit of a different story, right, Pedro? A little bit of a different story. UAMY is probably my better play. USAR is probably my better trade. All right, my better trade. Stopped out at BBAI this morning, took a 5% loss, unfortunately. Let's go look at BBAI. And then I'm also going to take a look at what you wanted me to look at, Sound. Ooh, couldn't get past that level of resistance, Troy. It got up there and stopped. It like slammed on the brakes right at resistance. Still at the upper echelon in the channel. Let's go see if it falls back. The 3 and the 8 is still positive. I understand getting out now. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm also going to look at Sound for you. SOUM. Do I think it's got time to come back? 3-month graph. Let's go back to the 1 year. Look at the earnings. I don't like that about the earnings. All right. I'm not feeling that. Hold on to USR and trim down if needed. Brian, I'm of the mindset if I'm going to play that space, I think UAMY is the better play. Brian, that's my 2 cents. That is my 2 cents. All right. But Sound, do I think it's got the opportunity to come back? Earnings doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. RV's below 1, relative safety is below 1. You know what else is hurting it? It's not in an uptrend. RT is below 1. All right. If I'm thinking that Sound's got some legs to the upside, let's wait for RT to get above 1. All right. What was the other one? Defend. You know how I feel about the defense stocks. Nice move. Nice move up coming off this level of a low. Broke through one level of resistance, two levels of resistance, three levels of resistance, four levels of resistance, approaching the fifth level of resistance. And look at that. The 3 and the 8 are solid. The 3 is solidly above the 8. A little bit of a spinning top going on today. If you're in it, leave it alone. The 3 is still above the 8. It went to this next level of resistance, having a hard time getting through, but it blew through all the other ones. Look at the MACD is strong on the bottom. It's up about 4.5% today. If I own it, leave it alone. I will monitor the 3 and 8 on it though. HWM kicking butt. Yeah, I do like that stock. That was in my defense plays. HWM is in the defense space as well. HWM. Look at that graph. Look at that 1 year graph. Bottom left, top right looks even better than defend on that from that perspective. Bottom left, top right. Looking at a 3-month graph, put it on a 6-month graph. Look at that. Little channeling back here. Levels of support and resistance. Broke through that level of resistance and is going. Look at the MACD on the bottom. HWM, it could be a better place than defend. Keep in mind, though, we got some HWM in defend. Defend is the ETF that tracks a lot of different stocks in the space, which is why I like it. But definitely moving higher. 2 days gapped up. Looking at today's move, open candle, very little wick at the top. By the way, if you hear anything loud in the background, Carol just showed up here. She's at the office. She's at the office meeting people in the office. I hope she don't come knocking up in here real quick. When HWM broke under the base and rallied up with a retrace up at the base, 5% move, that's when I got in. HWM, I do like. That's a 1-month graph. That's a 3-month graph. That's a 6-month graph. I do like the move on it. It could be a really good, strong play in the space. Brian, I couldn't. It was damaging for me. I got you. Glenn, would you please compare BX versus KKR? BX. Bronx, baby. BX. Oof. That's not a pretty looking graph. Looks like it's trying to rebound and come back up versus KKR. So coming off this level of support, I do like the move up, broke through a level of resistance. Nice open candle today. Very little wick at the top. It's got some move up to that next level of resistance. And KKR, same kind of scenario. Just recently started breaking up. MACD undervalued. Let's go back to BX. Where's that at? Why is the other one show value and this one didn't? Where's the value? Overvalued on BX. Right? Overvalued on BX. Fairly valued on KKR. From that perspective, I do like it. They're both moving up. Put this back onto a 3 or 6 month graph. Fairly valued, but I got a level of resistance right there. MACD looks strong. Let's go back to BX again. 3-month graph. Broke through resistance, strong MACD. But again, BX is more overvalued than KKR. That's one thing that if I'm looking at it, that's one thing that catches my attention. Does that make sense? All right. John, it's nice. Glenn, I did that. HEI in the defensive sector, building a base. HEI. Where are we? I think it's more than building a base. Oof. That's a 3-month graph. That's a 6-month graph. Yeah, this is a whole lot of, on the 6-month graph, it's been moving sideways for the most part. But most recently, the 3, the 8, and the 20 are all in play. But a lot of these stocks, there's a lot of levels of resistance and support on these. A lot of levels. Overvalued fundamentally. The company makes money. Relative value is slightly below 1. I do like the earnings per share. If I could draw a line, 6 months, I'd really like to see it break above that level of resistance. Who gave me HEI? John, I'd like to see you break above that level of resistance. And after that, it's got some move to the upside. And recently, if you were to get into it now, not only the 3, the 8, and the 20 are in play, but look at the MACD. MACD is picking up, showing the stock's picking up momentum. It's up pushing 2% today. And it's a buy recommendation. Maybe. All right. So we looked at a lot of stocks already. I wasn't intending to do that. The day the BSR went down to 0.03, I held my nose and bought September calls. I just looked at them today. They're up 170%. My friends who don't have VectorVest said I will lose all my money. Listen, you did a super aggressive move, but you do have access to an indicator that lets you know when the market's looking for a bottom. They don't. So for you, John, look at that. It's true. And that goes for everybody who's in the room who doesn't have a subscription to the software. You know, we are offering a trial for $9.95 for 30 days. But having an indicator like the buy to sell ratio or the MTI definitely help put you in a situation of knowing when the market is looking for a bottom. Is Google a good buy now? GGOL. Would be nice if I put it in the right way. GGOL. Early move coming off this level of support. If I could draw a trend line, it's trending higher. Broke through another level of resistance, another level of resistance. Once it breaks through that level of resistance right there, it does have some upward move to that. I do like the MACD. I do like the 3, the 8, and the 20. I would really wait to see if we can break above that. For Google, let's see if we can break above that. It will have a nice little space here between that point of resistance and this point of resistance. That's what I'd look for. You know something else I'd look for? Let's go back. Where's RT? I think once it breaks through that level of resistance, I'd like to see RT go above 1. Pedro, for me, especially when I'm getting in new stocks, I want RT to be above 1. Goodbye. Palantir, 530. What is that, about a month out? Yeah, about a month out. I don't know if I want to buy a month out. I want to buy 45 days. I want to buy more time to be right. But this may not be a bad play if Palantir keeps going up. 750, you know something? If you would have went out about another 15 days, you would have had to pay a little bit more premium for buying time. But all you're looking for at this time is Palantir to go up. But you, whoa, you bought the put? Whoa, I just realized you said you bought the put. What gives you the understanding? Why would you buy the put? Because it's right at resistance? Is that what you're buying the put for? What happens, and again, this is possible, Prakash, what happens if it beats earning? I'm not looking at a put. I'm not looking at a put just quite yet. You know, but now I'm playing the game right there, right? Now I'm playing the game right there. What if they don't beat earnings? Then you're going to look like a genius, Prakash. Then you're going to look like a genius. What if it beats earnings? You're going to get hurt. You're not going to make money on that call, on that put, right? So you got to know. And the system, what is the system telling me? It's going up from this level of support. It's coming up to that level of resistance. Nice open candle today, but it is at resistance. So that may not be a bad play just in case it goes down. But I'm not feeling it at 114, but I could be wrong. It all depends on what the guidance is going to be. I think they beat top and bottom. I think they beat earnings, and I think that they beat revenue. I think that based on just all the statistics and what's going on with the stock. It's going to be the guidance. It's going to be the guidance. It's going to be the guidance. I have an anticipation that it's going to blow through earnings. I think it's going to go higher. But now I'm guessing. If I'm looking at it from a chart, the 3 is clearly above the 8. It's above the 20 MACD. Look at that, though. Right at resistance, what's MACD doing? Losing just a little bit of steam. Let's go put this back onto a 1-year graph. Earnings per share looks good. Again, fundamentally, RS is above 1, RV is not. How about RT is nicely uptrending? The stock's in a strong uptrend. Okay. Spotify. Let's go look at that. So I'm not sure I feel the same way about Palantir going down, but it's going to be the earnings. It's going to be the earnings. Spotify hitting a new, look at that, breaking through a level of resistance. You said there was good news on it. Nice open candle, very little wick at the top. Put this back onto a 1 year graph, bottom left, top right. It's got a little volatility going on here and here, but the stock is just breaking through. I don't know what the news is. Whatever it is, the stock is definitely moving up, John. Something to do with stock you love. Palantir, they got something going on with Palantir? Let's go view the stock news. It's up 7% today. I don't see no news. That's 2 hours ago. Latest stock performance being led by its strong fundamentals. Spotify technology. I don't see nothing going on. Oh, Apple. Spotify says Apple approves app update with external payment links. Okay, that doesn't make me feel like super warm and fuzzy. It's just some update. It's nothing like, woo! So, I don't know. But I'm looking at Spotify breaking through its most recent level of resistance. Nice open candle with very little wick at the top. I would say 12 cents higher than the high. It's up over 7.5% today. The news had something that moving it. All right. What time is it? 12:41. Man, I don't even know if I'm looking. Joey, how many likes did we get? 53. I'm only going to give you 5 more stocks. I'm going to do it now. I'm only going to give you 5 more stocks. Let's go to the overview. Watch list. Hit the plus. All right. 5 stocks. MRX. I looked at a lot of your stocks today. MRX. PLT. Yo, ZR. We looked at that stock today. I almost bought it. I think you're spelling it wrong. PLTZR. PLTZR. PLZ. What is it? PL. I can't find it. PLT. It was on the desktop. I don't know why I can't find it. It was on the desktop, which means I got to find it in here. I didn't want to do that. Clear that. All right. If you can find me the right ticker symbol, I'll put it in there. Where's all these other stocks coming in from? Holy crap. Palantir. More worried about Palantir's guidance. I'm thinking that the guidance is going to be good. APP. AppLovin. EWT. John says 85,000 likes. Well, if you gave me 85,000 likes, I'd look at 85,000 stocks. That'd be a long time, though. KT. Is it sensible to enter a long position on Friday? Choice is yours. That's an answer that only you can answer. I'm going to tell you, we got all the yellow in the color guard. I'm going to tell you to be careful. All right, but in regards to if you want to pull the trigger on a Friday or not, listen, it's up to you. It all depends on what's going on in the market. I got a lot of yellow in the market, tells me caution. Maybe I don't want to pull the trigger on the stock on a Friday going into the weekend. With anything can happen over the weekend. So I got to keep that in mind, Brian. All right, that's an honest answer. I got to keep that in mind. So you notice I didn't tell anybody in here to buy or sell any stocks. All I'm giving you is the guidance. I'm trading the charts, and I'm looking at a lot of VectorVest indicators. So the choice is definitely yours. Did I put STRL in there? I think I did. MRX is already in there. What else? EWT is in there. Bro. Is there really? Bro. Yeah, Brown and Brown. ASTS is in there. FTK. Yeah, I still gave you more than just 5 stocks. You guys only deserve 5 stocks. How about that? You guys only deserve 5 stocks. But I put more in here. See if I just get a couple more. I need a new person. Let me get one from NGD. He gave me a super chat today. I gotta make sure I got yours. Palantir earnings plays. Can I buy? Look at the stock. What is the MTI? MTI is close to 1. It's almost there to show me that the underlying trend in the market is there. All right. There's my stocks for today. Create a watch list. Let's call this 5 to 25 customer picks. Feeling okay? So here's the stocks you get. I said you're only going to get 5. I still gave you 8. It's because I love you guys to death. VSTs, all of these VSTs are above 1 except for ASTS. ASTS is up almost 18% today, but the only stock on the list that you gave me with a VST below 1. Just about every stock in here is moving up, with the exception of NGD. It's down about 0.75%. Let's graph them all. All right, NGD. Not good day up today. A little bit of a move from here 3 months ago up higher than it was. It broke through that level of resistance. What is it doing right now? Testing it as a level of support. Let me zoom in. Testing that same level of resistance now as a level of support. If you're in it, do you get out? I'd wait. Let's see if it closes back below this level as a level of support. If it does, I'd probably take it off the table. All right, but MACD is still strong. The 3D8 and the 20 are still strong. I'm just watching that level of former resistance now being tested as a level of support. MRX, I do like the move. Undervalued, look at that. Undervalued, rising value, up over 4.5% today. I do like the move. Put this on a 3-month graph. Nice open candle. The 3 is above the 8, and it is above this level of now support. I'd look at the 3 and the 8 on it if you own it. The 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. The 3 and the 8 are still strong, and it's above the 20, which is my trend moving average. 20 simple, but the 2 other moving averages are 3 and 8 exponential. I like the play. Bottom left for our earnings, which is at the top, the green line, all the way up. I like the value. All right? I wouldn't be afraid to be in it, but and just like the question came up. Are you willing to put in a new position on a Friday going into still a whole bunch of tariff stuff? Choice is yours. Choice is yours. And if you do go in on a Friday, I'm going to tell you take a smaller position. Just in case. All right, just in case. But, why not let the stock come to you? Where's RT on this? Where's RT on MRX? RT, stock's in an uptrend. All right, that's a positive sign. All right, if I am going to buy into a stock, I'd like to see it moving up, but I'd like RT to be above 1, telling me that the stock is clearly in an uptrend. NVIDIA, trying to do a rebound. Let's go to NVIDIA. Breaking through resistance, testing it already as a level of support already. MACD is above and moving up. Undervalued, but value's dropping. Do I take it now? I do. Like, if I'm going to play the trend from that level of support right there, draw a trend line up. I can't on the mobile app, but on the desktop I can. I trade the trend. It's in an uptrend. I do like the 3s above the 8. Put those 2 in together. That's how I would manage the trade if you're already in it. Let's go to bro. The 3 is below the 8, which is below the 20, and MACD is moving further down. No, I'm not feeling that. It's way overvalued. It's up today 1.2%, but I'm looking at the chart. There's nothing on that chart that says I should be in it. Let's go to EWT, Taiwan. Nice job. I don't know what happened that the stock moved from where it was yesterday. It went through 1, 2, 3 levels of resistance. Now taking that level right there, most recent level it broke through, and now going to test it as a level of support. Closed candle. That means the price currently is lower than the open. That's what that means. MACD looks good, but that makes sense as the stock's price has moved up as much as it has. But I'm looking at the chart. The chart is telling me, be careful. Be careful. It's like Red Robin. Yum. Be careful. Yup. Just be careful. Glenn, can you show me your graph settings on the mobile app? Let's go to graph settings down at the bottom. Shows me that I'm looking at a 3-month range when I look at it. On the upper chart, I'm using candlesticks. All right. Show the rating bar, the buy, sell, hold ratings. I am not showing the stop. I am showing the value. I want to see if the stock is under or overvalued. Moving averages, I have 3. I've got exponential 3. I've got exponential 8, and I've got simple 20. All right. And what else do I have on here? I've got support and resistance on here. I'm looking at 100 bars, looking at the high, low, number of touches 2, size of the reversals and size of the zones, medium and average. Enable line highlighting. All right. And I think that's all and then on the bottom, I got MACD crossovers. On the bottom, I got MACD crossovers. Who asked me for that? Pedro, you good? That's all of my settings. Pedro, you good? Hopefully you are. All right, let's go to the next stock, KT. Ooh. Now, value, it's undervalued, but value is falling and falling hard. Stock price is moving up and moving up nicely. Broke through this level of resistance. MACD is getting stronger and stronger. I'm concerned about the value falling as hard as it is. Now, it's up 2.25% today. I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. It is still undervalued, but I don't like that value is falling. It's losing value. So what companies are you holding, Glenn? I told y'all in the Jockey Club today, right? I'm about to say I told y'all already. Let's go look in my account real quick. Shut up. What's it telling me? Shut up. Accounts. And there's that account. There's my gain losses. All right. I own XRoth. I'm up about 5.9%. I own Palantir. I'm up about 50.7%. I own Rolls Royce. I'm up 5.97%. I own an ETF for rare earth metals, PICK. I'm up 0.6%. And I own the Tesla ETF, TSLL, and I'm up 28.8%. There you go, Jazz. That's all the stocks that I own. And I still have some money on the sideline. Those are all the stocks that I own. JetBlue, from the Jockey Club, Eugene, JetBlue Field. All right. Was that the only one that filled? I think Steve is watching it. All right. So we may be setting up for either a pause or a pullback. I'm so good at being right 50% of the time. Way to go, Chris. Let me finish looking at these stocks. We're going to go back to the market timing graph. Flowtech, right at resistance. Look at that, right at resistance. Watch that. Where's RT? Where's RT on Flowtech? Below 1. It may or may not go through that level of resistance. RT is below 1. Stock's not officially in an uptrend. Even though it's moving, even though it's moving up, RT tells me that Flowtech is not in an uptrend right now. It is undervalued. I do like that. But RT, watch that indicator RT. I don't think enough of you do. AppLovin, where's RT on it? Below 1 as well. Let's go. Look at that. Broke through resistance. Got another level of resistance, but RT. I wonder if I can add. I can't add another one. RT is below 1. Watch them. All right. I like that a lot of these stocks are moving up today. Keep your eyes on RT. Nobody else has got RT. RT is a smart indicator. It looks at day over day, week over week, month over month, quarter over quarter, year over year. It looks at 4 different time periods to generate the level of RT. And we put more emphasis on the quarter over quarter because what happens every quarter? Earnings. So we look at day over day, week over week, quarter over quarter, year over year. RT is a smart indicator. It's a lot easier, and I think it's a lot smarter than just a stock crossing a moving average. I thought you weren't a fan of XRoth. I'm not. Jazz, I'm playing the news on it. I'm playing, what is it, the Slate Auto? I'm playing that news. That's all I'm doing. I don't have a ton of money in XRoth, but I'm playing that news. We'll see. All right. Let's go over ASTS. I like the break. Boom. I like the break. Coming from this level of support, drawing a trend line. It's in uptrend. Let's go see what RT says on it. At least RT on ASTS is in an uptrend. I like that. Watch earnings. But at least the MACD, RT, nice move. Little wick at the top. I would look at 12 cents higher than the high to get in. Glenn got right. See you, Vic. Have a good weekend, my friend. That is the last stock. We're 6 minutes early. I'm going to take it. We never get early, but today, from last night, was a long night. I'm going to take it. All right, let's go look at the VectorVest composite again, one last time. Again, comment came up about us being right at resistance. We are. Do you want to buy over the weekend right at resistance? Choice is yours. Didn't we look at STRL? Wasn't it on the list? I thought we did. STRL. Nice move up and broke through one last level of resistance. Let's go take a look at RT on STRL. RT is I like the play. RT backs it up. I got the stock above the 3, above the 8, above the 20, MACD rising, and RT is above 1. I like that play. I'd look at 12 cents higher than the high. But if you're not comfortable buying into a lot of yellow in the color guard and a level of resistance, then don't. LOAR, 250-day earnings per share change, 1,200%. Goodness gracious. All right, thanks, Glenn, on Sterl and in general. You got it. How many bottles did you slam back last night? We drank, I think altogether with all of the wine that we had, we probably individually went through a half a bottle to 3/4 of a bottle apiece. Something like that. Uncle Glenn, should we take off some profit? I'm going to tell you right now, with a lot of yellow in the color guard, why not? What does that show, Amir? Yellow shows caution. Absolutely. I'm not going to tell none of you not to take some profit. Why not? And especially if you're nervous going into Friday at a level of resistance, why not? I'm going to tell you, why not take some profit? Anything can happen over the weekend. How many times in the current market have we seen markets change drastically from Friday to Monday? Glenn, have you ever sorted for the 250-day moving average delta? I have not. MTI crossed 1 today. Where it at? Yeah, it is. The underlying trend of the market is up. Excuse me. The underlying trend of the market is up. That's a positive sign. Now, will it stay there going into the weekend? We'll see. But the underlying trend of the market is up. There you go. All right. We're getting ready to go. Thank you for being here today. I think an undervalued video is going to be the video tonight. I think at this particular point in time, with so many stocks being overvalued, I think a good undervalued, how about a cheap undervalued, low dollar undervalued stocks, or maybe just undervalued in general. One of the two. All right. So with that being said, that's going to be tonight's video. Support it. Look at it. Since you wanted it, I'm going to put it out there. When is the new app coming out? Looney Tunes, we're still working on it. We've released beta testing to a lot of people, and we're going to still keep doing that. Have a great weekend, Glenn and the VV Nation. You too, Jeremy. So with that being said, hey, have a great weekend. Adios. Arrivederci. Ciao, au revoir, sayonara. Aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. You know I love me some Hawaii. I need to be back soon. I need to go back to Hawaii. Always remember, there's good people in the world. If you can't find one, be one. What are you looking at me for? Why are you looking at me? What?
I guess I gotta be one.
Say why? That's messed up. Why you even turn yourself off? Stop. Turn yourself off. Dang it. All right. If you can't find one, be one. All right. Odabu, bom dia. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, have a great weekend. See ya.